Hello everyone and welcome back to Unlock Chemistry. Today we will discuss tautomers. It is the last type of structural isomers. Actually it is a special type of isomers in which two isomers are formed and they remain in equilibrium conditions. For example, we have two isomers, first and second. There is a dynamic equilibrium condition between both of them. They are interconvertible. If one is removed, then again it will convert into this type. There is a dynamic equilibrium condition, or we can say they are interconvertible to each other. So what is the condition of a tautomerization? The condition for tautomerization is the carbonyl compounds having at least one alpha hydrogen. The carbonyl compounds having at least one alpha hydrogen, those compounds can show tautomerism or tautomerization. Now carbonyl compounds, this structure is present in aldehyde and ketones. And what is alpha hydrogen? The hydrogens which are attached with the alpha carbon. For example, we have ethanol or acetaldehyde. Now this is a functional group, and the carbon attached with the functional group, that is called alpha carbon, and the hydrogens present with alpha carbon, they are alpha hydrogen. So here we have now three alpha hydrogens. So the carbonyl compounds having at least one alpha hydrogen, those compounds can show tautomers, they can form a tautomers. That is the basic condition of a tautomerism. It is actually also known as a tautomerism is also known as a desmotropism. In desmotropism, pi bond changes its position. Pi bond changes its position. And one thing more, what is this alpha hydrogen? We can define in terms of electronegativity also. The hydrogen attached with the atom having electronegativity 3 or greater than 3, that hydrogen is also called alpha hydrogen. In desmotropism or in tautomerism, there is actually migration of alpha hydrogen. So simply we can say, what is desmotropism? Migration of alpha hydrogen, that is tautomerism or desmotropism. So again we need carbonyl compounds having at least one alpha hydrogen. By this basic condition we can compare what kind of compounds can show tautomerism or what compounds can't show tautomerism. For example, we have acetaldehyde and formaldehyde. In formaldehyde there is no alpha carbon, so no alpha hydrogen, it will not show tautomerism. But there is alpha carbon, alpha hydrogen, so it will show tautomerism. Second, Second, we have benzaldehyde and cyclohexanol. In benzaldehyde, there is no alpha hydrogen. Why? Because carbon is already having its 4 valency, but in cyclohexanol, there is a alpha hydrogen. This is carbon. It contains 1 alpha hydrogen. So we need at least 1 alpha hydrogen. Then the compound can show tautomerism or a desmotropism. Right? So by knowing the basic condition of tautomerism, we can compare compounds. Now, what is the mechanism of tautomerism? First important point is types of tautomerism. First is keto-enol isomerism, interconversion of keto compounds to enol. For example, we have acetone. We can see we have 6 alpha hydrogen, but at least we need only 1. We will fix 1 hydrogen. This will remain in dynamic equilibrium with the this will remain in dynamic equilibrium with this compound. But how does this compound form? We will understand it with the mechanism. So what is the mechanism? Actually, keto-enol isomerism arise by the action takes place in presence of the mechanism takes place in presence of a basic medium. So what is the role of this base? This will abstract hydrogen. It will give its electrons to hydrogen. As a result, these 2 electrons will move to the carbon. So we will get the intermediate. This is the first intermediate, negative charge on a carbon. Now we can see there is a resonance conditions, negative, single, double. So this negative will move towards a double. Oxygen is more electronegative, it will attract 5 electron. We will get a second intermediate. Actually, we have first intermediate and second intermediate. If we compare the stability of first and second intermediate, second is more stable. Why? Because there is a negative charge on a high electronegative atom that results into extra stability. We can see we have now ene formation, double bond is ene. In first step, water is formed. Now again this water comes into play. In water there is a hydrogen ion. This hydrogen ion will be shifted to oxygen and OH ion will form. OH will abstract hydrogen from another molecule. So we need base only once. During the reaction, base will formed again. This will abstract hydrogen from a second compound, second molecule again, and now resulting we have a, so we can see we have enol formation. This is ene and this is a enol. That is a keto-enol isomerism. The mechanism is very simple. My mechanism starts with the base, right? If we compare the stability, keto form is more stable than enol. Why? Because in ketone we have a double bond between carbon and oxygen, but in all we can see there is a double bond between carbon carbon. So carbon double bond oxygen is a more strong bond, more stable as compared to carbon carbon double bond. It has a high bond dissociation energy, it has a less bond dissociation energy. So in maximum cases keto form is more stable, but some exceptional cases are there, we will discuss also. In maximum cases we will obtain keto product as a stable product. If we compare their quantity, 99% keto form is formed and 1% enol, but they remain in dynamic equilibrium, right? This is a keto enol isomerism. We can understand one more example with respect to aldehyde group. This is a ketone. This is acetaldehyde. What will be its tautomers? We will understand again. Again we have a alpha carbon and 3 alpha hydrogens are there. So we can start the mechanism. So in presence of base will abstract this hydrogen. As a result, water will form and these 2 electrons will shift to carbon. As a result, negative charge will arise on carbon. So this is our first intermediate. Now there is a resonance condition again, negative single double at a alternate position. So negative will move towards a double. Oxygen is more electronegative, it will attract pi electrons. So we will get a second intermediate. Again, if we compare the intermediate, second intermediate is more stable because negative charge is present on a high electronegative atom, that results into extra stability. The water formed will use again here. Here base will become free and it will remove acidic hydrogen from another molecule. So now we have so the tautomers of acetaldehyde is, now we can give the name this is vinyl group and this is alcohol. So acetaldehyde remains in dynamic equilibrium with the vinyl alcohol. Again, if we compare the stability, acetaldehyde will be more stable because it is a keto form. So that is the keto-enol isomerism. Now here we have some example in which enol form is more stable. First major example is acetic ester. Acetic ester, in short AAE. So what is the structure of acetoacetic ester? So this is our acetoacetic ester. The tautomer of this will be, now we can we have understand the mechanism, so we can simply shift the alpha hydrogen. Again, this is keto form, and this is our enol form, double bond in, and this is ol. So this is enol. Now if we compare the stability of keto and enol form, we can see in enol form there is a resonance condition, double, single, double, single, double bond. That is our resonance condition that results into extra stability. So enol is stable, due to resonance. And second reason is we can see there is a hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen will attract other electronegative atom, so that results into increased attraction, extra stability. So second reason is due to hydrogen bonding in a enol form of acetoacetic ester. So we have to be careful, either keto form is stable or enol. In general, in maximum cases keto form is stable, but still some cases are there in which enol form is more stable, right? That is the important isomer of structural isomers. Now we have completed structural isomerism. In next segment we will start stereoisomers. That's it for today. I hope you would understand it at home. Thank you.